Somebody living in that building behind us. I know it.
My wife cleans the offices. If there were people hiding, she'd know it. She thought she saw something once, but he turned out to be a salesman.
Everybody's hiding somebody these days. What bothers me is that they may be Jews. Could be bad for all of us.
You think Kugler's in on it?
Kugler. Kugler's a liar. I know that already. That whole bunch in the office is always sneaking around. Kleiman says he has to go to the storeroom. The secretary is always checking records. And the other one, that Miep. Something about her I don't like. She's shifty, that one.
What can you do?
Firing Van Maarsen could be dangerous. If he suspects something, there is a chance he could go to the Gestapo. The reward for Jews has gone up to 25 guilders a head.
On the other hand, if the fellow's stealing, he's got something to hide as well.
Yes, I think you're right. We have to be more cautious from now on, all of us.
That was our last 100 guilders. What are we to do for money now?
One of those fancy dresses of yours should be worth something.
I'd like to see you try.
Stop being a ninny.
And don't speak to me that way. Whose fault is it we're in this pickle? Certainly not mine.
Would you please stop arguing? You're like two magpies, always bickering.
And I don't see you offering to help.
Please, everyone. Accusations accomplish nothing.
We're left to fend for ourselves while you keep all the money from the business. Don't you think my Curly deserves a share of that money? Where would you all be without his precious nose? I tell you, still making jam.
See, I told you we should have taken in the Goslars.
Oh, Edith, please.
Is that so?
Yes, it is.
Oh, Mr. Pfeffer, would you mind waiting a moment? Would you, please, convey this to Mr. Van Pels? Tell him I await a response.
Oh, yes, of course.
If Mrs. Frank wants her linen back, she can have all of it. I've never really cared for it. To be honest, I've always found it rather shabby, haven't you? And from now on, they can use their own china. See how they like that. Thank you, Mr. Pfeffer.
Very well.
Be sure to put that in the letter.
All right.
It'll teach them to put on airs.
Mr. Pfeffer, would you please ask Mr. Van Pels to pass the salt?
At least it was one of theirs this time.
Peter, get up here.
It's all right. You shouldn't get into trouble on my account.
What do you think you're doing? Sit down.
Look at yourselves. You're supposed to know better. How do you think it makes us feel? Me, Peter, and Margot, to see you behaving this way. A fine example you're setting.
She's right, you know. There's absolutely no place for pettiness.
Give me your plate.
Would you like soup or porridge?
Porridge, please.
Mr. Pfeffer, would you be so kind as to pass this porridge to Mr. Van Pels?
Mr. Frank, Mr. Van Pels.
Have some vegetables, Margot. Here's a joke for you, Anne. What has 4 legs and flies? Hmm?
Tell me.
Hmm? A horse.
What do you mean, a horse?
A horse.
A horse can't fly.
A horse that's with the flies at the tail.
Oh, don't be disgusting.
Come on, Putty.
I don't get it. What do you mean?
A horse with the flies at the tail.
Peter! It was announced from the broadcasting station at Cologne this evening that the whole of Western Germany is to be blacked out until further notice. Night rains have already caused severe damage, and President Roosevelt has repeated his request that Allied planes refrain from bombing civilians and unfortified towns.
Look how fast I'm growing, Daddy.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Mother says you should drink this.
It's such a bother having the flu. I'm afraid to cough for fear someone might hear.
I like the Pels.
I like to hear that there is life waiting for us. Margot, what do you miss most about outside?
I don't know. So many things.
I long for everything. I've decided something.
What?
After the war, I'm going to live. I'm going to travel. Study languages. Go to Paris or London. Study history. I love history.
It sounds romantic.
You think I'm too extravagant?
No. I've been thinking too. I've been reading about Palestine. I'd like to see it. Maybe be a nurse there.
It's going to be different for us. We're going to be modern women.
This is very kind of you, Meek.
I wish there were more. There are not enough ration coupons.
You don't need ration coupons for this.
The supplier, understandably, wishes to remain anonymous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Henry.
You're welcome.
You've no idea what it's like for me and Mrs. Skis. No one has any sympathy. Least of all that girl. They have each other, you see. I have no one. Only Charlotte.
Oh, thank you, my darling. Listen.
Did she give you anything? Oh, thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Anne, I have something for you.
Oh, me? They're beautiful. I've never had high heels before.
Oh, I hope they fit. Here.
They fit, they fit.
They do? Wonderful. Oh, let me see you walk. Here. What a beautiful young lady you've become.
Do you really think so?
I do.
It isn't easy for me to always look my best. Peter thinks I'm sweet, though. He told me so. He said he liked my smile.
You have a lovely smile.
Meep, when you met Jan, did you know?
No? Oh, yes. I think I did.
When?
When he kissed me. Is Peter?
Oh, no. I keep wanting him to, though. But I'm trying to be a lady about it.
He will. How could he resist?
Oh, look at this.
Red shoes.
Meep.
What you doing?
Tea.
Curly, no.
Wait. Meep, how much do you think something like this would fetch?
Mr. Kleiman has a furrier friend. We can ask him. He just wants money for bloody cigarettes.
You think food is cheap?
Curly, you sold everything else, my best dresses and jewelry. Let me keep this at least.
Enough, Putty. Anything you can do, Meep.
You see what it's come to, Mrs. Frank. I won't have any fine things left. How am I going to face people after?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Must you go, Meep? Oh, Jan is waiting. Just a little longer, please. You hear how they all talk? After the war. I say nothing. What could I say to them? Mrs. van Pels. Everything a crisis. Was she to criticize the things she says about the children? The children. Anne. Margot. Otto says we must be hopeful. Hopeful for what? You mustn't think such things. I know I have to be strong. But for how much longer? If only this waiting would end. At least I could be certain. Meep, we're not going to make it. It will have a bad end. I'm sure of it now. It doesn't matter for me. But the children... The children, Meep, what's to become of the children?
I saw her.
Who?
Anna. so awful. The way she looked at me. I was so mean to her sometimes, and now there's nothing I can do to help. Oh, Henry.
Just a bad dream.
I hate them. The Germans. They won't stop until they've killed all the Jews, will they? I wish all the Germans were dead.
Anne, listen to me. You must never think like that. There are good and bad people everywhere. It makes no difference where they come from. What about Miep and Mr. Kugler? They're Austrian, just like Hitler. You want them to die as well.
No.
And don't forget, we are German.
No. We're Dutch, aren't we, Margot?
Of course we are.
I don't want to be German. Not ever.
Here, take your valerian. It will make you feel better.
No. Pim, let me sleep here tonight, please.
That's Margot.
Oh, I'm desperate for a smoke. Maybe Kugler forgot some cigarettes in the office. I join you.
Police are coming.
I need the toilet.
Well, I'll have to wait. You'll just have to hold it, Margot. For Queen and country. Freedom, truth, and right.
This is no time for insolence.
What about the radio? They're going to find the radio.
Idiot.
What difference does the radio make if they find us?
Still feel your heart beating.
I thought we were lost. I could see the Gestapo taking us away.
We're safe now. Miep. Mr. Kleiman will be here soon.
I prayed. Did you? I wouldn't have blamed God if he didn't listen. I never used to give him a thought. He was watching us. I know it. He's always watching the Jews. He always will. Look. I'm glad we're here. Together.
Me too.
Listen, Peter. Aren't they beautiful?
Hmm.
They're telling us things are going to be all right.
Sure. I must complain in the strongest possible terms about the new security measures.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pfeffer, but downstairs is off limits until further notice, except for those with responsibilities.
You can't keep us prisoners in this attic, Mr. Frank.
We are prisoners, Mr. Pfeffer. None of us can afford another encounter like the last one.
Now, see here.
It's been decided.
Not by me.
If the Allies knew about Mr. Pfeffer, maybe they'd be here already.
We got...
And if we're not very careful, there's going to be a wedding on our hands.
Do you know what this is, Hartog? If you have mice, you need a trap. I know where they're hiding.
This is Armed Forces Radio. Today is the day. Today is D-Day. At 0630 hours, Allied forces under the command of General Dwight D. Eisenhower landed on beaches throughout Normandy. Fighting is heavy, but victory is assured. To the people of Western Europe, we say, be strong, have faith, stand firm. 1944 will be the year of your liberation.
My girls, we made it.
Just think of it, Anne. We'll be back in school in October. School.
Hello.
I know there's going to be a celebration later, right? But I just wanted to be the first to say it. So happy 15th birthday.
Oh, thank you, Peter. They're lovely.
Maybe you bought them for me. Cost me everything I had. And it's worth it to see you smile. What are you doing?
Can't believe I was so innocent when I wrote some of this. But I'm trying to make it better. I'm dreaming of turning it into a novel.
Does it have a title yet?
Maybe the Unbosomings of an Ugly Duckling. Or the Secret Annex.
You must say something.
Why make trouble? That Martin won't say anything. He's got his reasons.
What about the neighbors?
Maybe they've heard something. Pipes. People talking. God knows what.
I'm staying out of it.
They'll catch you. They'll find out you've been hiding from them. Why didn't you report when you were supposed to? Have you thought about what will happen?
Of course I've thought about it.
How long will you wait? Until the Gestapo comes to take you away? What shall I do then? Who cares about a bunch of Jews? They've got it coming to them anyway. It's our lives I'm talking about, Leonard.
He's fighting at Krol. According to the reports, won't be long now. Do you think it's such a good idea, you spending so much time in the attic? Don't you think you should do your homework in your room?
Daddy, you of all people know what Mr. Pfeffer's like.
Your father's trying to say that you're spending a little bit too much time with Peter.
I don't understand. Are we doing something wrong?
No. It's just, you encourage him a little too much, I think. You should set limits.
Don't you like him?
I think he has potential, yes. This is the wrong environment for an infatuation, and I must say, I'm not certain I approve of all the necking.
I hate that word.
Just don't take things too seriously. That's all we were asking.
I think I'm old enough now to make my own decisions. Besides, he likes my smile.
Oh, that went well.
Ever since I was little, I used to think my parents had the perfect marriage. I can't remember ever once hearing them argue. Daddy even used to serve Mummy breakfast in bed.
Can you imagine my father doing that for my mother? Probably hit him with a tray. Or vice versa.
Mummy loves Daddy. I'm sure of that. But sometimes I think Daddy married her because he thought she would be a good wife. Do you see the difference? I asked Daddy about it once. You know what he said? Your mother's very dutiful. Dutiful. I want so much more than that.
I say, let the Nazis kill each other, less work for the British and the Russians.
This time next month, we'll be having our Shabbat meal in freedom.
This is not a meal, this is garbage. Your people could be doing more for us.
Mr. Pfeffer, how could you say something like that?
Have you thought about what would happen if meat were caught with one of your little packages from Charlotte?
Now you even begrudge me my Charlotte. And you think you're the only lonely person in the world.
Yes, those in glass houses. What's that supposed to mean? This modern household of yours.
It's the same argument over and over again.
Some people never learn.
You could afford to take some lessons, too. You're selfish, you're hysterical, and you're pushy.
I am not pushy.
As if you were some ideal mother. You can't even control your own son.
Wait a
It's
minute.
a wonder we...
Wait a minute. Just please be quiet. Sit down.
You stop telling me what to do!
Somebody's been a bad influence.
I'm proud of you.
I suppose I just finally had enough.
It's a beautiful story.
Do you really think so?
Everyone would be amazed to know that you had this in you.
People would just think I was being silly. Or worse. Margot, do you remember the stories Daddy used to tell us? About the two Paulas?
Of course. Good Paula and bad Paula.
Everyone expects me to be bad Paula, so I try not to disappoint them. Good Paula's just for me. I keep her here. I don't let her out in public.
Well, why not show them who you really are?
Good Paula's not strong enough. She hides and lets bad Paula do the talking. Except in my diary.
Well, whichever one of you wrote this, I think it's very fine. You know, you are old enough to know by now that there's no harm in being yourself.
I try, Margot. Really, I do. It's just other people keep getting in the way.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Just a second. Hello?
I have information.
Information about what?
About some Jews at 263 Grenzstraße. Somewhere in the back building.
Kenya. Nairobi. Hungary. Budapest.
Where's the boss?
Upstairs.
Don't move! Don't even flinch. Mister!
Against the wall!
You've been denounced.
All right, you, let's go!
Auguras, those who foretell the future.
Now show us what's behind that bookcase.
What's Norway? Oslo?
Gestapo.
Keiner oben, zwei unten, ich will sie alle in diesem Raum! Let's go! Right, get up, get up! They're in here!
Hands up!
Take them down! Move! Hier oben, alles in Ordnung! Quickly, quickly!
Move!
That's it.
Money. Valuables.
You'll find a strong box in the closet.
Go get it.
packing. You've got 5 minutes.
Listen to me. I want you to go to my house, tell my wife what's happening. Don't come back.
Yes. Go now. There's no guard.
There's still time. You can go too.
No, I stay.
It's all right, Mr. Pfeffer. You'll see her again soon. I'm sure of it.
What's in this trunk?
Nothing of any value, not to you. Memories.
This is a soldier's trunk. Where did you get it?
It's mine. Yes, I was a reserve officer in the First World War.
But why didn't you register as a veteran? You would have been sent to Theresienstadt. You would have been treated decently. Take your time, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Genug. Reicht! Raus. Finish your packing. You, in here.
Mate, see that you stay out of it. Salvage what you can.
C'est unglaubliche Schweinerei!
The Gestapo's here. Get rid of this. I think he's from Vienna. Go, go, go.
I'm ready, Pen.
So you have nothing to say? Either one of you?
No, nothing.
Well, now it's your turn.
You're from Vienna. So am I. I heard it right away.
Papers. You get out. Keys. Like the name on the business, yes? Strange that your husband isn't here. Have you no shame? What am I going to do with you? It's unglaublich. It's unglaublich! As far as I'm concerned, you can stay here and rot. Consider it a personal favor. But if you leave, We'll seize your husband.
You keep your hands off my husband. He has nothing to do with this. It's my affair.
Don't be stupid. You're both in this up to your necks. I'll be back to check on you. God help you if you're not here.
Get the keys, lock the place up.
No, you're not supposed to take anything.
This is Anne's diary. Bep, help me pick this up. Bep, help me.
Oh, quickly, before he comes back.
Where have they taken them?
To Gestapo headquarters, I should think. After that.
It's so awful.
Enough.
Aren't you going to read it?
No, this belongs to Anne. When she comes back, I'll give it to her.
Welcome to the Jerusalem of Holland. Registration's at the far end of Tourist Avenue. Just follow the crowd. We're all Jews here. The Germans let us run the place. That's S barracks. Watch out you don't end up there. The place is a little dirty, but we've got everything you need to make yourself comfortable. We've got lots of work to keep you busy.
What are we going to do? We're already filled up. It's no good.
Things don't look so bad. Make ourselves useful, stick it out.
Next. Name?
Frank. Otto Frank. This is my wife Edith and my daughters Anne and Margot.
S. Barracks.
If I may, I'd like to request that my daughters be assigned to kitchen duties.
I can do anything. I'm very handy.
No privileges for criminals of S. Barracks.
May I ask of what crime we're accused?
Failure to report when ordered. Next.
It's not a crime, sir.
Next.
It's not a crime, sir.
Next.
It doesn't make us criminals, sir.
So then Fred Astaire takes Ginger Rogers in his arms and they dance and dance and dance.
What? Before the war, she went to every movie she could.
I can't wait to see all the pictures I missed.
Thanks to all the magazines, she already knows all the plots by heart.
They can't touch us. I heard one of the other women talking. She said the Allies have taken Paris and they're marching through Belgium now.
Is that the latest from the JPA?
What's the JPA?
The Jewish press agency. Every day a different rumor. The Allies are here, there, everywhere. They say there hasn't been a transport in 2 months. Maybe there is hope.
There's always hope, Yanni. As long as we work hard. That's my father's motto. Work and hope. And then Mrs. Quackenbush began to quack. She quacked, and she quacked, and she quacked. Stop that infernal quacking, cried the swan. And he put his wings over his ears. But Mrs. Quackenbush did not stop. Not until the big black swan flew away. She waited to see if the swan would come back, but he never did. So she gathered her ducklings around her, and together they swam off, happily ever after. And do you know what they sang? That's right. Quack, quack, quack.
They love your stories.
Do you think you could arrange for me to visit more often?
I'll try. They don't have parents to tell them stories anymore.
When we're liberated, I'm going to get all the paper I can find and start my stories over again. Did I tell you I was working on a novel?
No. I don't think so.
Well, I was. I didn't know how to finish it, but now I do. I can't wait to get started again. It's going to be a romance, but not sentimental, mind you. I've grown too old for that. Do you remember how you told me once that you were ashamed of being Jewish?
Mm-hmm. The chosen people. Chosen for what? This?
We've suffered before and it's only made us stronger. One day people will look up to us.
Yeah, there's only of us left.
I used to take so much for granted. Like the sky. Do you see those stars? We had a club called the Little Dipper once. Jackie, Hannah, Sanna, and me. 1 star for each of us.
And which one were you?
That one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should have known.
Tomorrow a transport will leave this camp.
Quiet!
The ODs are preparing lists. Inmates selected for this transport will be allowed to take with them all belongings surrendered upon arrival. I look forward to personally seeing you off and wishing you bon voyage.
Back to your barracks, now!
Must be something you can do. You've got to keep us off their lists.
Not a string in this camp I haven't tried to pull. The only language they understand is barter. We've got nothing to trade. I'm not sure it would do any good even if we had.
The Jew traitors here are worse than the Nazis.
Saving their own skins.
In their place, you'd do something different.
They're like Job, waiting in the ashes while they play God.
No, it was different for Job. Job didn't have to squat like an animal in front of strangers. Job was not driven from his homeland, and Job could argue back.
Attention! Get in line! Step forward when your name is called! Brenda.
Lubinsky, Isaac.
Brandes Liente.
Frank, Otto.
Frank, Margot. Frank Hollander, Edith.
Van Pels, Hermann.
Frank, Annelies.
Van Pels, Peter.
Van Pels, Röttgen, Auguste.
Pfeffer, Fritz.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyone with brains can see the Germans are losing the war. What can we matter to them now?
Nothing makes sense anymore, Mr. Pfeffer, not to me. As long as my family stay together.
Germany, I think. Not sure. Everywhere just looks bombed to pieces.
Something anyway.
Maybe they bombed the tracks. That's possible, isn't it, Mr. Frank?
Yes, it's possible.
I'm going to take off the red patches. Wherever we're going, we're not going as common criminals.
You just say goodbye to your father, your brother.
You won't see them again, you know. They're already in the gas chambers.
Don't listen to her, Anne.
Shut up, you.
Die Nummer stimmt doch nicht überein. Es muss noch mal gezählt werden.
Line up! Women selected for this transport will be sent to a work camp to work on munitions.
They ask their age, they're 16.
Transport. 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 Age?
16.
Scabies. You're staying here. Send her to Crossy Block.
I'm staying with my daughter. I have scabies too.
I talked to Anne last night. The doctor said they could leave that horrible place.
When?
Today, she said.
And the sun is shining.
It's dangerous for them there. I should have gone with them.
Gesund, krank nach rechts. Was ist das? Krank nach rechts. Krank nach rechts. Gesund. Guck mich an. Schnell. Zeig her. Krank. Nach rechts. Gesund. Gesund.
Weiterarbeiten. Fühl euch. Immer weiter hacken. Schön weiter schaufeln. Macht schon. Fühle ein bisschen mehr. Weiterarbeiten. Hey, du da! Greif nicht ein! Gerade runter in der Ecke da! Mach schon!
The scabies block. There's been a selection.
For children?
Aufstehen! Los! Los!
Listen, Margot. Birds. I've forgotten about birds. You never saw them in Birkenau.
Nothing lived there. Birds of prey. Scavengers. That's all that's left. That's the Steinlager. The Star Camp. They're saving those Jews to exchange them for German prisoners.
They have food over there.
But be careful. If they catch you, they'll shoot you.
How dare you, you thieving pig!
Mrs. van Pels.
Oh, to find you here after all these weeks, months. Your mother was beside herself with grief when she heard about the transport.
I didn't come with you.
Selected. Every day there were trains. It was because of the Russians, is what I heard. Only 60 miles away, they're emptying all the Polish camps.
We don't believe in rumors anymore.
Oh, can't you make her stop?
Typhus. You get used to it. You get used to everything.
Of the fence. And I think it's your friend, Hannah. Hannah. The other side.
Hannah. Hannah. Hannah.
Hannah. Is it really you? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Switzerland.
It was only a story, so they wouldn't come looking for us. We were hiding in Daddy's office. I couldn't tell anybody. Gabby, is she here? She had an infection, but she's all right now. Someone's taking care of her. It's Father I'm worried about. He's so sick. They took him to the hospital. I pray for him every night. I used to pray for you too, Anne. I prayed that your family was safe. I have no family. Only Margot. Your father. Your mother. My father's dead. They sent him to the gas chambers. But your mother is elected. The chimney was smoking. So black. It's too horrible. I can't believe it. They've taken everything, Hannah. Everything. It's so cold here. The lice are crawling over my clothes. There's no food. Everything I find I give to Margot because she's so weak. We got a Red Cross package today. It isn't much, but it's something. Wait. I'm here. I'll throw it over. Be careful. What's happening? Anne.
again. She took my food. I'll try again, if I can. Come back tomorrow. Please try. Please try. Yes, I promise. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh. I got it. Oh, socks. Thank you. Thank you so much. Meet me here. Not tomorrow, but the next day. Wait for me. I'll wait. I have so much I want to tell you. Me too. I have to go with the guards until then. No, go away. Anne, are you there? Can you hear me? Anne? I'm sorry I couldn't meet you the way I said I would. They told us we were going to be exchanged. Finally, after all this waiting. You should have seen Father. He got dressed in his best suit. Even in the hospital. He died in that suit. And now they say we're not going to be exchanged after all. Why are they so cruel? You're the only person I've left to talk to. You and Gabby. She's not old enough to understand yet. I don't understand. Where are you? Anne? What's happened? Where are your clothes?
I threw them away. There are lice crawling all over me. Itching all the time.
I'll try to organize something for you. Which barrack are you in?
One of these. You have to come. You have to come. Margot is very sick.
Everyone's sick. My sister too. I'll come when I can. Now get back inside. Take some bread.
Do you remember how I was always taking care of you when you were little?
It's my turn to take care of you now.
It doesn't matter anymore.
No, you can't leave me here.
Tell me a story. I used to love your stories.
And stories are always much better than mine. Poor Pin.
You're still going to be a writer though, aren't you? I didn't like that. Do you remember how we talked about it? About what we were going to do after the war.
What were you going to be?
I can't remember.
Yes, you can. You have to. A nurse. That's what you told me.
That's right. A nurse. A nurse in Palestine.
Paris or London. That's where I'm going. See the world.
See the world.
Birds. Listen, Margot. Margot.
No, you'll wake her.
Mr. Frank.
Meep. It's good to see you.
And Edith?
She's not coming back.
Let's go inside.
After we were liberated by the Russians, I found someone who'd known Edith in the women's camp. Starvation. She was hoarding bread under her blanket in the hospital for her children and her husband, she said. If her body had only held out for 2 more weeks.
I'm sorry, Mr. Frank.
The Nazis dynamited the gas chambers, you know, to cover their tracks. That wasn't enough for them. That's when the marches began. And I was in the hospital. I begged Peter not to go, to stay behind. He was looking after me then. I don't know what happened to him. Or to Mr. Pfeffer. Mr. Van Pels, I saw with my own eyes, been taken to the gas chamber. He was in the barracks when he should have been at work. He just gave up. And you could never do that. Never.
And the girls? Do you have any news?
Only rumors. So many of the women were deported to Germany. I live in hope. Bergen-Belsen restaurant. You, I need to speak to you. I'm looking for information about my daughters. I believe they were sent to Bergen-Belsen.
We have to fill out a form.
I have filled out a form. I filled out
we
5
can add their
forms.
names to a list, then we'll contact you.
Their names, Anne Frank and Margot Frank.
My name is Annie Brandes. I was in Bergen-Belsen with Anne and Margot Frank.
Do you have any information? Follow me.
Who is it?
Mrs. Brandes.
Yes.
Otto Frank. I believe you saw my daughters at Bergen-Belsen.